What's going on, guys? ScorpionSlayer66 here, coming at you for another episode of monthly vinyl pickups. Now, of course, April just passed, and of course that means Record Store Day happened. So I didn't buy too much outside of Record Store Day, but I bought quite a bit on Record Store Day, so I'm going to show off those because I'm sure that's what a lot of people are wanting to see first, and we'll get to the other miscellaneous stuff I bought towards the end of the video. I just have to add in here real quick that this Record Store Day was phenomenal. The list was absolutely just great. I actually picked up quite a few Record Store Day exclusives, at least compared to what I usually buy, which is maybe one or if any at all. So yeah, let's hop into the Record Store Day exclusives first. First up, there's this Zappa Lumpy Gravy Primordial. Now, I haven't gotten any chance to spin this yet, but of course I am a huge Zappa fan. If you guys follow the channel, you know that. And yeah, so I just saw that this was based on Lumpy Gravy, and I was very interested. And I believe, from what I think, this is just the Lumpy Gravy album without some of Frank's more avant-garde weird stuff, but I could be completely wrong on that. I just picked it up because it was a Record Store Day exclusive, and it was Zappa, and it came on this beautiful, like, brownish clear with black smoke going through it. It's kind of hard to show it off in all of its beauty in the light, but yeah, really cool stuff, and I don't think there was a set number to what those were limited to. Next up for Record Store Day exclusives, this is Roxy Tonight's the Night Live by Neil Young. Now, like I just said, it was another Record Store Day item, limited to 9,000, so not very limited, but still a very cool release. Great packaging going on here. But yeah, this is just a really good version of his seminal 1975 album, Tonight's the Night. Not all of the tracks are played. There's some random other tracks and some just little live tidbits that he did for the audience. But yeah, this is a great performance, very passionate, very emotionally driven. You can definitely tell his quote about him making the album on cocaine and depression is very true live. And it even comes with this nice little picture of the band playing at this performance at the Roxy, so very cool stuff. Tonight's the Night's one of my favorite Neil albums, so I really can't highly recommend that exclusive enough. It sounds fantastic, and again, it wasn't too limited. And last up for the exclusives that I picked up, this is Mack DeMarco Old Dog Demos. So as stated in the title, this is the demos from his album of last year, This Old Dog, which was one of my favorite albums of last year. Looking at it in retrospect, I would have put it even higher on my list than I had. But yeah, this is, again, another Record Store Day exclusive. This one was limited to 5,000 copies. So again, not super limited, but yeah, comes on this translucent gold vinyl. And I've listened to this, and I absolutely love this. Again, you guys know I'm a huge fan of Mack, and even his demos are really fucking solid, and especially this one. It seems like it's still a well put together album compared to some of the other demo albums he's released in the past. And it comes with this cool, like, newspaper little fold out with the track titles and a really grainy picture of Mack there. But yeah, again, this sounds fantastic. It's a great collection of demos and things that would turn into other songs or unreleased tracks. So if you're a fan of Mack, I highly recommend it. Again, they weren't too limited, so I don't think they're going to be too expensive. Or you can go check it out on his SoundCloud page. Moving on to other things I picked up on Record Store Day that weren't exclusives. The first one is Nails, You Will Never Be One of Us. This is just some fucking off-the-wall, insanely fast, energetic metal with a really hardcore punk edge to it. You guys know me and my punk music, and I love my metal music, so these guys are just doing something really special to me. The record just comes on black vinyl, but yeah, this album is just 22 minutes of pure ferocity. If you guys are into that type of thing and haven't checked out Nails, I highly recommend their whole catalog. Next up is Car Seat Headrest Twin Fantasy. This is the 2018 version, not the Record Store Day exclusive 2011 version. I much personally prefer this version. If you guys don't know Car Seat Headrest, just some really good indie rock with some great writing and a really great spirit and sense of youth to them. And yeah, this album is just phenomenal. It was originally recorded in 2011 and released to Bandcamp platform, but it was very roughly recorded, so Will Toledo, after his success with his last album, decided to re-record this album, and it turned out fantastically. This is definitely one of my favorite albums of the year. I definitely prefer this version much more to the original, and yeah, I can't highly recommend this one enough. Getting down to the last two things I bought on Record Store Day, the first one is Converge's Axe to Fall. I went out Record Store Day shopping specifically looking for Converge, and I was very happy to find this pressing, especially of this album. This was actually like a Black Friday exclusive from 2017, limited to 1,000, and it came on this beautiful gold and blue split or like mix here. So very cool stuff. Again, I was looking for some Converge, so to be able to find a kind of uncommon version, even if it is recent, was pretty cool. Comes with a cool lyric sheet and some production credits and a nice piece of art there. And it does come with a download code because Death Wish is the shit. So yeah, very cool to find that, and it's just another great addition to the Converge catalog. So I actually kind of lied. Now we're down to the last two things. This was just the last one I bought at the place that I did most of my Record Store Day shopping at. But this is Converge's All We Love We Leave Behind. Again, I was trying to find Converge and I definitely found it. And again, this is the Black Friday pressing. This was also limited to 1,000, and it's on this like clear black smoke. It's so gorgeous. Again, it's not getting the full effect of what this looks like in person, but yeah, you guys are getting a pretty good idea. But yeah, more recent album in the Converge catalog, but still, they're just showing why they're one of the most consistent bands in recent memory, especially when it comes to their genre and how long they've been doing it, like over 2 decades or nearly 2 decades now. So very cool stuff, and again, this one comes with like the production credits and the lyrics and a nice little piece of art. So very cool stuff. Again, was very happy to get Converge, and especially the fact that they are a kind of hard to find pressing. This was the last thing I actually bought at Record Store Day, but instead of buying it at the Rock Shop where I did all my Record Store Day shopping, I bought it at a very local place to me called Record Revival. But yeah, this is Blue Cheer Vincibus Eruptum. This is just some really good hard rock, early metal type of stuff, just really dirty, heavy shit going on here. And it was a newer repressing, and it comes on white vinyl, which I'm not really a white vinyl guy. It tends to sound the worst out of colors, and I just don't like the look of it. It kind of looks weird to me. But yeah, anyways, this album, just really fantastic stuff. I've been looking for it for a while, so to find that they just recently repressed it on mono, and it sounds great, very cool to have this one in my collection. I actually bought these next two the day before Record Store Day, and this first one being Unknown Immortal Orchestra's Sex and Food. Now, I am a huge fan of UMO. They've grown to become one of my favorite current bands, and this new album for me is definitely one of my favorite in their catalog. Now, I know not a lot of people are digging this album as much as me, but I just really love it. It's some really great indie that moves all over the place, from folky to poppy to more Queens of the Stone Age, like desert rock type of stuff. So yeah, just one of my favorite albums of the year, and I was waiting on this for like a week or two. And this is Sleep's new album, The Sciences. Now, this is possibly my album of the year so far. I can't stop listening to this. The fact that they surprise released it on 420 is golden, and the fact that my store only got like 1 or 2 copies and they had to blind buy them because Third Man Records didn't want to spoil the surprise of this album is just genius. But yeah, this album, if you guys are into really like doomy, like stonery metal, this is a really incredible album. I mean, Sleep has been gone for 15 years. They've gone on to their own ventures with different bands with completely different sounds, but they still got back together and made one of the best comeback albums I've ever heard in my life. So yeah, very cool stuff. And again, it was pressed on Third Man Records, Jack White's label, so it is a very nice sounding pressing. I've listened to this a couple times, and it comes on translucent green vinyl. This is the first pressing. I believe they were limited to 10,000. And I don't know how well I'm going to be able to show this off, but in the dead wax, there's actually like Morse code going on. And I haven't gotten the time to get around to it yet, but just little shit like that is what makes vinyl collecting so cool to me, because there's just like those intricate little details that if somebody's as passionate making it as you are to receive it and to use it and play it, then it's just a really awesome thing to happen. So yeah, possibly my album of the year so far is between this and JPEG Mafia's Veteran, but fantastic, fantastic album. Speaking of Sleep, I also picked up their album Sleep's Holy Mountain. Now, I went on a huge Sleep binge this month. I've always liked the band, but this month I just listened to them a ton. And there was actually an Amazon sale going up for a limited edition of this, and I believe it was like $18 or $19. But yeah, it's on this beautiful, like, purpley, like, magenta translucent vinyl, so really awesome stuff. Again, this is just some classic, really fucking amazing stoner metal. I mean, Sleep is almost inarguably the most important stoner metal band. All three of their early albums shaped the genre. Essentially, they are the inception of the genre, much like Sabbath was the inception of metal music. So yeah, this is just really great stuff. If you guys are into like doomy metal, just really strung out, long notes held type of stuff, especially this early stuff when he had his growl vocals, very cool stuff, just really awesome. And I also pre-ordered Dope Smoker from Southern Lord. They were having like a $14 pre-order for a black copy of Dope Smoker, so I bought that. So hopefully next month I'll be getting that, and I just need to get volume 1. Next up is 9 Inch Nails, the Not the Actual Events EP. Now, I feel like I'm more of a fan of this album than a lot of people. I'm not a fan of 9 Inch Nails after like Downward Spiral, but this album actually like really surprised me with just how excellent it really was. But I just got around to picking it up now. But yeah, this is some just really great stuff. This is kind of like a brief little reinvigoration of the spark that is Trent Reznor's genius in the later years of his 9 Inch Nails career. But yeah, really cool stuff. Comes with this extra record sleeve, has all of the lyrics and stuff on it, and the record itself sounds fantastic. This is the repressing from last year, so unfortunately it doesn't have that crazy shit where like you put your fingers on it and like ink gets on it or whatever it was. But yeah, really cool stuff, and just one of my personal favorite 9 Inch Nails records. Another UMO record to add to my collection, this is their self-titled debut. Now, this is my personal least favorite of their works. I feel like the first song very much so outshines the rest, but it's still just some really great indie rock stuff. I love this band. I'm actually seeing them this Saturday after the filming of this video, so probably before this video is going to go up. But yeah, just really good stuff. If you guys are into indie rock with some really great guitar playing, some really lo-fi production, definitely check this out. Comes with a download code, and again, it's recorded pretty lo-fi, but it translates to vinyl really nicely, so yeah. Alright, so obviously I finished getting all 4 UMO albums this month, and the last one was Multi-Love. Now, this album is fucking greatly recorded. They used all like analog machines, all the stuff that's in here, and the production just suits it so well. And yeah, it's such a fantastic sounding record. But in a way, this is kind of Tame Impala's Currents. They went a lot more of an upbeat, Beatles-inspired kind of electronic-y direction, more pop-centric. So yeah, this album seems to be love or hate among people. I know plenty of people that say this is their least favorite UMO record. I know plenty of people that say this is their favorite. So yeah, just really great stuff. Always love their packaging, and their vinyl always sounds really nice. So yeah, again, just one of my favorite current bands, and if you guys haven't checked them out, I highly recommend doing so. And the last thing I picked up in April, this is my pre-order copy of King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard's latest album, Gumboot Soup. Now, this came out towards the tail end of last year, so it kind of fits in with my 2018 list. But yeah, this has still remained pretty high on my list of favorite albums of the year so far. You guys know me and my King Gizzard. They're one of my absolute favorite bands like ever. My favorite modern band besides Death Grips, if you want to count them as a band. But yeah, these guys are just doing some really great stuff. It's kind of like a leftovers compilation of stuff that was on their 4 other albums they released last year, but they all sound so unique to this album and great, so it doesn't really matter in the end if they even were leftovers. But yeah, I got the Spice version, which is black and orange, so very cool stuff. I believe these pre-orders were limited to like 4,000 a piece or something. There was also like a clear with splatter, and then it was just the other half was like straight red. So very cool stuff. Again, King Gizzard, I just can't say enough about them, so I'll stop talking about them now. So that is everything I picked up in the month of April, guys. Let me know what you got for Record Store Day down below if you participated, and let me know what your favorite thing I picked up was. And until next time, guys, Take care.